Yep. Welcome back to the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. I'm your host, Marcus Raven, joining you live for the last 20 minutes or so, headed up to, dare I say, the biggest game of the year, an actual share, a chance, an opportunity for a share of the ACC crown. Facing a very formidable Virginia team, and I got to be honest, I would not have it any other way. Think about this. 8150 939 is the number. Feel free to jump in here. Give us your feelings headed into the game. Is there a team that you can think of right off the bat that you would rather be playing for a share of the title at the end of the season? Here's the thing: psychologically, you've conquered the Duke hurdle. Let's say Duke was at the end of the year. You wouldn't want to have to go through Duke on the road to get a conference title. You know, too many things can happen. Duke, there's a mystique with Duke. There's an expectation, but Duke is not your boogeyman. I mean, you go back over the last. You're probably three of the last five with Duke. At least two of the last four over the last few years. There's no boogeyman with Duke. There's no boogeyman with North Carolina. You went and won against North Carolina on the road. Florida State, while they have beaten you, I think it's one of those. Yeah, they just kind of got our number temporarily. Florida State doesn't look like it doesn't feel like a program that you're trying to out recruit on a summerly basis. Florida State gets the guys they get every single year. It looks the same, it feels the same. Sometimes they have guys that make plays, sometimes they don't. But it doesn't feel like the coaching is what does you in against Florida State year after year. The Tony Bennett thing, the way they came back, the way they executed in Freedom Hall. I'm sorry, in the Yum Center. That was very Freudian. The way they executed in the Yum Center for the comebacks, the way they, had Coach Pitino's number. Like, there's a literal boogeyman to the Virginia vibe. Now, I will say at home, when you go back and look at the game, you say, they shot well down the stretch to be in it. University of Louisville hit 8 3-pointers in the first half. The record of first half 3-pointers was 9. They hit 8. So if you wanted to go back and look at the game, you would say, maybe we shot great, maybe they shot great down the steps, down the end. Maybe there's an outlier of both teams shooting. It turned out being a really high-scoring game. But here's the thing. There is no better way to exorcise a demon headed into the tournament than by facing the team that has most likely had your number the last 10 years. Ish. 8-ish. You name it, whatever it is. As long as you've been in the ACC, Virginia has been a problem for the University of Louisville. Saturday, 4 o'clock, and you just watched Kentucky mount a comeback, and people, don't think that doesn't matter. Don't think you didn't hear, see, feel the scoreboard watching going on. It's just something you got to deal with in life. But here's the thing. Diakite. You're going to see one of those on every single team in the NCAA tournament. Mamadou Diakite is a guy who just wants it more than most people, most games. Development, hustle, high IQ. Every team that makes the tournament has at least one of those on the team. At least one of those. And you're going to see him in the tournament. You're going to see which guy has separated himself in the ACC tournament and has become that guy. Wake Forest has a Mamadou Diakite on his team that's ready to play. It's going to take a great deal of team rebounding, team communication on the boards. It's going to take a scouting report. Okay, let me just tell you about the scouting report. Just headed into the game. Something I want you to look for. Now, this is not coming from the locker room. I'm just telling you it's as obvious as anything to a trained professional, which I am. And my trained professional eye says, They're going to take the one-on-one matchup with the Virginia point guard, Kihei Clark, right? Now, here's the thing. There's usually principles that says, oh, we're going to help here, make sure this guy doesn't get in the lane and do all this. And today, the coaching staff of Louisville is going to tell his point guards, anybody guarding Kihei Clark, I want you to keep him out of the lane, make him shoot over you. But here's the thing. We're not coming off to help on him. Because Kihei Clark will live with his layups and his circus shots. But where he creates his biggest damage is he hits one circus shot, one nice layup, and that leads to 5 assists. When he scores on you, it just feels different. It's like Ryan McMahon. It would be comical if you listen to a Louisville fan base and you see Ryan McMahon miss 2 shots and the fan base says, get him out of there. He don't have it today. He's got nothing today. It would be comical if you listen to the scouting report from another team and they're saying, if you give him 2 looks, you're coming out the game. If you give Ryan McMahon 2 good looks, you're not playing today because he will torch us. We will lose because of Ryan McMahon. In our locker room, we're ready to cut him after 2 misses, right? But that's the difference in scout reports. Ryan McMahon can bait you into doing things you don't normally things you uncharacteristically do. Kihei Clark is the same kind of guy. If he gets around you, you keep playing defense and make him shoot over you. And if he has to hit 24 points and waste you, then you got the problem, not the team. Because that one Kihei Clark bucket opens it up for everybody. The one Ryan McMahon three-pointer that doesn't kill you feels like it opens up the entire floor. Now we can't guard anybody because that kid will shoot from anywhere. That's the difference one player makes, and that's what you're going to see. So watch for Kihei. I'll say this. Watch for Kihei Clark to have a big game out of the Virginia side, right? And I want you to stay relaxed when he's doing it. Don't say Ryan can't play D, Darius can't play D, David can't play D. It's a change in system to let Kihei Clark try to score on you all day. But what you can't have is Kihei Clark dishing to Jack Salt and dishing to Diakite and dishing to Braxton Key. Or, that's just the things you got to watch out for. Those are the things that are absolutely uncomfortable. Okay, here we're going to do. I'm curious to know what's the vibe headed into the game. What's the feeling? Chris, thanks for joining us on the official pregame show. Fire away. Feeling good. No, I was having a good time. I was trying to stay busy this morning. Mm. Right. Right. Chris, I appreciate the call. I mean, that's what I got from it. Yeah, this wasn't a game that you needed bulletin board material. This is a game where you do this. JFK, the movie. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. If I am Coach Mack, I show Tony Bennett saying they're not going to beat us over and over and over again. I show the determination that their coach had that they're not going to beat. And I say, this determination is what you're going to be facing play by play. Sprinkle in some senior night emotion. Sprinkle in some road emotion. Sprinkle in one of the biggest possible comebacks. Think about this. You have a chance to exercise a comeback demon. Because here's the thing. If Virginia wins and Florida State stumbles, Virginia wins. They win a share of the ACC. If they do that, you ain't never getting off from under that one. I mean, of course you can, but you get my point. That's going to be one of those, we believe in Virginia so much that even when we have inferior talent, we feel like we're going to be able. Those are the teams that are never going to go away. Once you give them that level of life, it's like Kentucky now. You gave them some life. Ashton Hagens, golly. Point being, this Virginia situation, the reason, the whole premise, the whole theme of this show was that Virginia knows Louisville's in a dangerous position, being the newcomer, being the new style. Louisville wins the ACC or wins their share. Now you're in the driver's seat. Everything goes to stop. Now Virginia has to change the way it recruits to deal with Louisville's guys. Instead of Virginia getting our guys and making the ACC adapt to how we play, and Duke getting their guys and making everybody adapt to being fired. There's going to be coaches getting hired, and guess what they're going to do? You get a piece of that ACC title, they have to adjust to you. Now they're looking at the way you recruit. These are the things that are in play. I keep on jumping back to macro because it's one of those. This pregame is one of those pregames that you say, we control our own destiny. Not overall ACC control our own destiny. You show up with an attitude to play. People, it's not many years where you literally, like I know everybody says it, oh, coach, if we play hard and play good, we're going to win a championship. Only a couple teams really have the stuff to win a championship. And it's very, very rare that you have all the pieces that can play well enough to be hands down. There are commentators over and over again who say, in that half, Louisville was the best team in the country. Commentators that don't like Louisville and don't mind letting you know that they're not a fan of Louisville or the way Louisville plays or how they feel about Louisville, but will get on the air and say, watching Louisville, like I watched them, that's the best team in the country. When that's being said about you overall, you are in control of your own destiny. Tournament, games, one and dones, win or go homes, start today. Because you're gonna feel like you messed over this whole season with this opportunity. You're already in the back of your mind, you're thinking about that Clemson, Georgia Tech, but you're trying to get it out your head. But this one right here, this game, you're gonna feel like you have a chance to validate the entire basketball season. It's a huge, huge game. And I tell you what, people, one more treat for you. For the end of the official pregame show, I want you to listen. I want you to feel. I want you to experience the determination that Chris Mack has headed into this weekend. Fire away. Did I give you the wrong setup? Okay. Well, we're gonna listen. It's a shame that you're not going to get to feel the passion. You heard Chris Mack's passion in my voice, but guess what, people? You get to listen to the baseball game, Game 2, Wake Forest, Louisville. Actually, I may do a little bit of the game on the YouTube channel, but just give me some time to go get a soda and get my popcorn ready. And that'll be on Made for the Ville. That'll do it for the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on 939 The Ville. I thought you were telling me that. Yeah, my fault. Yeah.